Boys, it's here. Ford confirms the 2023 V8 Mustang GT, but it may not have a manual option. In this video, some nice scenery while we discuss some potentially bittersweet news about our beloved Mustang. Let's do work. The all-new 2023 Ford Mustang has finally officially been confirmed, with the carmaker revealing timings for the launch of its 7th generation pony car, as well as sharing plans for the new Mustang's launch. Ford has teased some interesting details around its engine and gearbox. While a 2023 launch has been speculated, Ford's top brass has now confirmed the all-new Mustang will be revealed next year, and that media drives and consumer deliveries will follow in quick succession. And there's great news for V8 fans. While an electrified Mustang is almost inevitable, the 5.0-liter V8 will continue. It just might not be offered with a manual gearbox. Ford's vehicle director for Icons and Ford Performance, Ali Jamul, is in Australia for the final sign-off of the 2nd generation Ranger Raptor, and he told Wheels the new Mustang is almost complete. He said, and I quote, "The next generation that we're working on now will be launching next year in 2023, and it's gonna be great. So it's launching next year, and there will be events, so you, the media, will be able to drive it. I hope that includes rated R cars, but I doubt it." Jamul is the man in charge of the total lifestyle for Ford's suite of performance vehicles and icons, including the F-150, Bronco, and Mustang. And that means he oversees the entire project from conception to launch. That makes him ideally placed to answer questions about what engines or batteries will power the 7th generation Mustang. When asked about the move towards electrification and whether the V8 will be here to stay, he said, and I quote, "Engine selection is really important, right? And what we pride ourselves on is giving the customer a lot of choice and selection to choose from. Clearly the V8 has been really successful in Mustang, and it has a certain image that our customers associate with. What we need to do, though, is make the V8 more environmentally friendly, and you need to make sure it's regulatory compliant. And that's absolutely something we have worked on and will certainly have in the next generation Mustang." This statement likely fits with the rumors about the new Mustang's powertrain having a hybrid assist. A report indicates that it would have a V8 driving the rear wheels and an electric motor turning the front axle. The result would be the first all-wheel drive version of the pony car in showrooms, and I find that to be awesome. My dude continues, and I quote, "I don't think the V8 is going away anytime soon. At some point with electrification and with BEV, that's battery electric vehicles, you can do a lot more in terms of performance, and that might be the time that V8s start to phase out. But I see Mustang continuing to carry the V8 for now." Jamul also confirmed Ford is looking at an electrified version of the new Mustang. He's incredibly bullish about the performance potential of hybrids and full electric powertrains. Jamul continues, "We look at Mustang as a family, right? From ICE to BEV to future Mustangs we envision, we will deliver the DNA and essence of Mustang, whether it's ICE or BEV. Clearly the market is moving towards electrification, and we're committed to doing more performance vehicles that are EVs. Would that carry the Mustang name? Maybe. Well, I certainly hope so, maybe, because look at the Mach-E." He continues, "Clearly the Mustang nameplate is a brand that's here to stay, and we will continue to look at every potential opportunity to add series, and that could be electrifying. Right now I can't share anything, but we're definitely looking at it. My only concern with this here at Rated R Cars is that you take the Mustang name and you dilute it. Now you know that we have a Mach-E, and we love our Mach-E, but if we have 50 different versions of a Mustang, there's a muscle car Mustang, there's a Prius-like Mustang, etc., you're going to wear out the name. So be careful." Interesting news. However, there is one thing that I, as a die-hard manual enthusiast, heard that caused my eyelid to start twitching. One piece of hardware that might not make it into the 7th generation Mustang is a manual gearbox, which will be a big change for fans who consider a manual essential to a V8 Mustang's recipe. Let me reinforce that. A manual gearbox is essential for a tasty Mustang recipe. We at Rated R Cars love manuals, as you know, but we are open-minded. We like performance above all. So like my DTC transmission in my previous V8 BMW M3, if Ford comes out with something spectacular and track-dominating in the new S650, we may spec that option when we, God willing, buy it for the Rated R Cars channel. About the manual transmission, he He continues, and I quote, "You know, eventually it's going to be phased out, right? But as long as there's a market for it and consumers still want that higher performing feel, it'll stay. But clearly you can deliver a lot more from an automatic, especially from EVs. When we go to an EV strategy, the immediate instant torque you have, you can never match with a manual gearbox." He continues, "So I can't tell you the manual gearbox is here to stay, but it's clear there will be more electrification and manual gearboxes will not be around in the future. Don't you be so negative, Jamul. Don't you be negative. Jamul, don't be a be a doobie. There's no reason the manual shouldn't be here forever." Jamul's comments around customer demands suggest the manual gearbox may still be offered, but when we asked him directly if the manual will be available when the new Mustang launches, he's more evasive than we expect. "I don't know," he said, "and I'm not sure I can tell you that." Ouch. Sorry, Jamul, I'm going to have to go over your head here. Jim, I need to tell you something, Jim. I know we've had our disagreements in the past, Jim. I know we've had our disagreements, but you need to get the manual into the S650 lineup, okay? Love you, Jim. Unless you mess this up. Then I'm dusting off my slapping hand again. And as usual, it'll hurt me more than it hurts you. Alright, boys and girls, assuming my mother and sister still watch, sound off in the comments below. Are you excited to see what Ford does with the S650? Are you going to be disappointed if there's no manual option? Is that a deal breaker for you? Let's discuss in the comments below. If you're new here, consider subscribing, yada yada, hit the like, you know what to do. Alright, boys, always remember the motto, always be kinder than necessary, and I will see you in the next one. Long live the V8, long live the manual. So much for cheap equipment. This thing's still running.